Alright, so what are the 7 steps to writing your non-fiction book in 40 hours? I wrote a blog post about this because it's something I came across while I was, talking to some mentors and talking to some other business people back in August 2016. And really, I kind of figured out there's like a 7-step process to it. This process is all about defining what the book idea is, starting off with one great big stroke, and then like understanding and siphoning it down to the individual talking points, individual topics and ideas and points of research and points of interest for each chapter. So the first step really is to start off with the broad idea, what it is, what you're gonna talk about. I'm going to write a book later on talking about how to go viral, and I'm going to talk about essentially this kind of formula that I figured out, which is the VRINE formula, VRINE, and an acronym for different benchmarks and different standards to create your content by. And so this book I'm going to call, going viral. So the broad stroke is going viral. The second step, well, the first step is to find the idea, what it is you're going to talk about, what exactly in the this is for non-fiction. Then you want to talk about defining 15 chapters. 18 chapters, what you want to talk about in the book. What are the 18 major topics and things of interest that you're going to discuss in the book? Just write them all down in any order, 18 of them. The next stage is to take those 18 down to 15 and put the 15 into logical order that the readers would expect to find it when they look through the book, through the contents page, or as they're reading the book. This forces you to think of ideas, and then it forces you to reduce the unnecessary ones and put it into logical order. At which point then, take each of those chapters and create 18 ingredients. And these ingredients are things like talking points, research, noteworthy ideas, noteworthy things to talk about. Really, it's the body of the actual chapter. It's the paragraphs and the sentences. And these ingredients, you want 18 of those per chapter. So let's say, for example, my going viral book, one chapter would be about evergreen content and creating evergreen content, and different topics in that could be things like what is it, how to create these ingredients, what is it, how to create it, why is it important, so on and so forth, stuff like that. Once you define 18 per chapter, you then want to take those 18 and reduce it down to 15, and then putting those into logical order. This, at this point, is defining your actual body, the actual sentences and talking points and research for the actual book. At this point, then, you could stop right here and take these ingredients and start writing your book. But the next stage is to take those ingredients and turn them into sensational statements. So it makes it sound more interesting and appeasing and more apparent. And then at that point, then turn them into questions. So you take these 15 ingredients down from 18 to 15, put them in logical order, make them into statements, and put them into sensational questions. These sensational questions, when someone's flicking through the book, physical or online, and they read the contents page, these different questions are the subheadings for each chapter. These different questions, they're an excuse really to create more words and more pages, more talking points. Whether you're inclined for that or not is a different question. Also, it means that when someone's flicking through the book, it piques their curiosity. For example, the evergreens thing. You could have one sensational question. One question could be evergreen content versus seasonal content. Who will win? You decide. And the chapter could be talking about the benefits of using evergreen content as opposed to seasonal content in the marketing terms. At which point, then you've got the 15 to sensational questions. That is then the basis, the skeleton, or a much defined skeleton for your entire book. At which point, then rinse and repeat for all the other chapters in the book within this big idea. And the more you think about, the more ideas you're going to get for talking points, for things to actually put in the book. It's really a strategy of reducing like writer's block and author's block when you're writing a book. If you plan it all out, if you plan everything out, you know precisely what you're going to talk about ahead of schedule, and then when you know what you're talking about and you know what you're going to write about, it really reduces the time it takes to write the book, because I need to talk about this and just find it, just find examples, find the research, talk about this topic, talk, and that is how it really reduces the time taken from days and weeks and whatever to around 40 hours. Other thing is that you could take these 40 hours and write in blocks of 5 minutes. So just take an egg timer or whatever and write 5 minutes on and off. 5 minute break and 5 minutes of writing. That could be each ingredient 5 minutes, or just writing in general 5 minutes. Or you can try the Pomodoro strategy, which is to take an egg timer again and do 25 minutes. 25 minutes of writing, or what you do really, there's two ways. There's one way I found where just egg timer 25 minutes and just write. Do as much as you can in 25 minutes and then take a 25-minute break and then alternate. 25 minutes of writing, 25-minute break. Or you can then do 25 minutes and then see how much time, see what you can do in those 25 minutes in that time allotted, and then say try and do just as much or if not more in another 25 minutes. And then if you do this regulated pattern, you can write a book in 40 minutes. This is the manuscript, title and the blurb and getting it on Amazon or blah blah. That's different. That's the next stage. But writing the manuscript, this is how you do it. Right, Pomodoro or 5-minute strategy, and this 40 hours could be 40 hours straight or 40 hours over the course of say a week. And a week to write one book, non-fiction, that all the stuff's in here, or 80% of it's in here, and the rest is just research, getting a screenshot here, or understanding there, or getting a quote there, or a reference over here. That's the easy part. The hard part really is getting all the ideas down and writing the structure, so you know what you're going to talk about. But once you've got the structure down, well, then you know exactly what you're going to talk about. How cool is that? But this is something I picked up talking to loads of mentors and a bit of research and different ideas. If you haven't already, subscribe, leave a comment below, like and share this video. Check out the blog. I talk about this. I talk about this in a bit more detail, and I give a few more examples because there's only so much I can really talk about in front of the camera. But check out the blog. Subscribe if you haven't already. There is so much more to come. I'm telling you, there's so much more stuff to come, and I've only just began. So check out the blog, subscribe, click the red button. I'll see you again soon. How cool is that?